everyone. Today we're going to be learning about how to create the lines into an amazing work of art using line as design. And we are going to start with a piece of paper. I'm going to use the back of this paper right here. And we are going to be thinking about all the lines that we talked about. So as it is one of the 7 elements of art, it means that it makes up every single thing that we see, whether it's in art or whether it's as we're walking down the street, the lines that we see in the sidewalk from the trees. But the first thing we're going to do to create our vase is you're going to make the letter U. Now you can create this U to be very long or a little shorter or a little taller. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's totally up to you. The next step is you're going to connect this side to this side with a little bit of a curved line. It's okay if it's straight across too. So you're going to curve it down just a little bit and stop. This is going to make our vase or container look a little bit three-dimensional. The next step to our project is creating a table line. If we create a line down here, it makes it look like the vase or the vessel is floating on top of a table and it's not really on a table. If you were to look at an item on an actual table, you would be able to see the table in front and behind the item. So we're going to go a little bit further back and we are going to create what I call the table line. And it's also in landscape, the horizon line, where the sky meets the land. Now, the next step is your plants. You are welcome to get as creative as you want with these plants. Don't feel like it has to be exactly like mine. Hey, you could even add flowers if you wanted. So I'm going to make a long shape up, come down like a hot dog, and I'm going to go out in a diagonal, whoop, and I'm going to make another shape like a hot dog, and then I'm going to come back down. That's going to be my cactus shape. The next shape I'm going to do is I'm going to make some leaves. Actually, maybe back here I'll do like a bush shape. So I'm going to do some kind of wavy lines back here for a different type of plant. This is a made-up plant too, so it doesn't have to look perfect. The next thing in our succulent garden is I might go up really tall in a curved line and come down. And remember, everything does not have to be right next to each other without space. You can have something look like it's over the top, overlapping, one on top of the other. If you notice, when my right hand is on top of my left hand, you can't see all of my left hand down here. So when you're drawing things, if I want to make a leaf behind this one, I'm not going to see the whole leaf. So I'm going to go all the way up, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to come back down and stop. So you have that idea that there is overlapping, and that creates a sense of something called depth. Let's make one back here that's maybe really far behind all the other leaves. I'm not drawing the whole thing, I'm just drawing part of it. And let's make one more over here. I kind of like the way this plant is looking. I'm going to put it behind here. Now over here in the corner, I have a little space that I feel like sort of empty. So I think I'm going to just draw like maybe a cactus that's kind of coming off my planter box here. Okay? Now in this cactus, I'm going to do a bunch of little lines to show the little prickly parts. Maybe some of them go into this one, which is okay. So they kind of go on the outside of your cactus plant and also on the inside. Remember, if you're doing flowers or something else, that's fine too, but you can skip this part and go to the next part. So we're creating vertical lines and diagonal lines here. Right here, I'm going to make a leaf shape. So I'm going to go all the way down with a vertical line, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to come up with a diagonal whoop, diagonal whoop, diagonal whoop, diagonal whoop, and the same on this side. I'm going to leave a little bit of space so it doesn't look exactly the same. Now, one of the things I want you guys to think about why we're creating this piece is that everything that we are creating right now, that we are drawing, is made from one simple line. These are simple diagonal and vertical lines. This is just a light curved line. This is a horizontal line, meaning it's lying down. Vertical, straight up and down. So let's make another vertical, straight up and down. These are art terms that we use not only in art, but sometimes in math or other things we use the word vertical and horizontal as well. I'm also going to do a few diagonals over here to create this leaf, and this is going to be like a prickly cactus over here. All right, so the next step is I am going to create a little line. So I have a border, and I'm going to decorate that with one of the lines that we learned about. It could be a zigzag. It could be a spiral line. So inside here you can make little spirals if you want and create a pattern. Well, I didn't really make a pattern here. I'm just doing a design because patterns would change. But I'm just using my black pen. You can use pencil. And the next shape is the next line. You're going to break up this vase any way you want. So maybe I'll do a diagonal here. Maybe I'll do a horizontal there. I'm just kind of going with what I like, the way it looks. I'm going to do another diagonal here, and maybe I'll do a sort of diagonal there. Now in these spaces that you have, I want you to think about different designs you could put on the inside. So if you look at the one that I did from before, you can do stripes. We talked about stripes. We've talked about spirals. You can make diagonal lines in the shape of these. You can make circles. You can make little squiggles. It's totally up to you. But what I want you to do is make sure that each section has a different design in it. So I'm going to do stripes in this section and make the lines sort of diagonal. I'm going to make big polka dots in the middle spot. And if you notice, I'm only going to do a half of one over here and maybe a half one over there. And then let's see, over here, ooh, maybe I can do some of those crazy swiggly lines in all different directions. I like these ones because sometimes when you can't think of an idea, it's a good space filler. Ooh, we can make a checkerboard over here, which would be vertical and horizontal lines. So maybe this would be colored in one color, and then you go every other. Remember, if I'm going too fast, all you have to do is pause the video and take some time to draw or come up with your ideas. And my last one on this one over here, I think I'm going to do little lines together just to do a different type of design. I'm just thinking of different things I can do. Now, can you believe it? You've created this beautiful work of art just using very simple lines, and it looks really fancy. You could also go ahead and add design in the background, or you can keep it plain. There's an option to watercolor around this. If you have watercolors, you could watercolor this and watercolor this, and maybe color these in with colored pencils or crayons if you have those at home. You can use markers. You can use whatever kind of art medium you want. So medium in art, M-E, don't write this down, but I'm just showing you guys, medium is a type of artist material. Now, a material can be anything in art. It could be a colored pencil, it could be a crayon, it could be a pen, it could be material, like actual real material. It could be sidewalk chalk, it could be paint. There's so many things that can be artist materials. So medium is another word for saying the type of thing that you use to create or make art. Some people have even used weird things like human hair and teeth to make art. Can you believe that? Crazy. When you are all finished, you do not need to write this definition, but you need to sign your work of art. I would love you to color everything in. Don't forget, you can color the foreground or the background. You can watercolor in the back, and you can sign your name. And remember that not being the best artist does not mean that you're not good at art. You can be an amazing artist being just who you are. The whole point is to be creative and take some time to experiment with all different things. You could be really good at drawing and not as good at painting in practice. So please never give up on your creativity, and I'll see you soon.